Well, Jason, may sound a strange thing to say after 2 defeats this week, but I guess overall you're probably quite pleased with the way things have gone in the 2 games so far.
Yeah, I think obviously performance-wise, we've been very happy with the way we've sort of settled back into the season or the new season. Obviously trying to pick up from where we were at the end of last year, and it's obviously going to take a little bit of getting used to a higher level in terms of League Two. But I thought, last week at Forest Green, we certainly didn't look out of place, and we're unfortunate on the day, obviously, with the last-minute winner.
You say that one, a draw would have been a fair result, but that free kick right at the end, look, they're a lot easier to attack than defend, aren't they?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think on the day, I thought we were certainly worthy of the draw. I think a 1-1 draw would have been a fair result. I thought we once we got the goal in the second half, we had a couple of good chances ourselves, and like you say, a free kick at that late stage to defend, and it was a fantastic ball into the box, and unfortunately we didn't deal with it on the day. But disappointing to lose in the manner that we did in terms of being the last minute. But like you said, overall pleased with the performance.
And certainly on Tuesday, again, people might have said a draw would have been a fair result in that one. And you have to say, sort of going to Cardiff, that must have been almost the moment when you thought we've arrived here. When you get to the Cardiff City Stadium and see it like that, you realise quite sort of how the club's developed.
Oh, definitely, and to see how far we've come, and to see the amount of supporters that we took to both games as well was fantastic. But we got off to a dream start with the goal, and I thought we were well worthy of that. And we had a couple of other good chances in the half with hitting the post through Harry, and obviously Donovan going through against the goalkeeper. He made a good save. So we were unfortunate not to maybe be two goals ahead, and then to concede how we did was disappointing, but certainly uncharacteristic of us to concede that kind of goal. And it just gave them a sort of a leg up, if you like, because they hadn't really threatened us until that moment. And obviously to concede the early goal second half, we were sort of backs against the wall for a little bit. But we showed great character on the night, and getting back to 3-2, we could easily have nicked an equaliser right at the death there with H's chance and the goalkeeper making a great save, and who knows, it could have easily gone to penalties. But unfortunately, it wasn't to be on the night. But like you said, very, very proud of the club and the performance that we put in.
And the way we played in the first half as well must have given you great pleasure against a side that, yes, they made 9 changes, but they still had Wales' centre forward from the Euros playing up front for them, and they weren't. There were several players in there that are decent players.
Oh, definitely, and I thought after Saturday, I thought we were maybe a little bit nervy early on in the game Saturday, being first game of the season, but I thought we certainly settled into the game very well on Tuesday night and played some good football. And like you said, certainly didn't look out of place against some very, very good Championship players, and albeit they made a few changes, but when you're bringing in the likes of Kiefer Moore or Morrison at the back, and they've got a squad with great quality, and our lads certainly held their own on the night.
And even after going 3-1 down with sort of 5 minutes or 10 minutes to go, it was still, as you said, we very nearly got something out of it after Kobe had scored and Harry all but going through, and then Richie's header just wide as well.
Oh, definitely, and that's typical of our lads. To be honest, they certainly don't get too downbeat when they're beaten or getting beat. So we're confident in the squad that we've got and the character of the group. And they showed that in abundance on Tuesday night, because a lot of teams could easily have gone, when it got to 3-1, gone and lost 4 or 5-1. But we kept going and got the goal late on. Unfortunately for us, it wasn't maybe 5-10 minutes earlier, and we could have had a right good go with that time left. But even then, we still had a couple of half chances and a very good chance with Harry late on. And like I said, the goalkeeper made a great save, I think, come off his shoulder. And it didn't surprise me that we were still going in the 93rd, 94th minute looking for an equaliser.
And the players were back late on Tuesday night, but in for training yesterday. Everything now looking good for the trip to Salford on Saturday.
Yeah, like you say, we got back very late. The M4 was playing up, but we got back in the early hours. But the boys were in good spirits yesterday, and certainly picking up the bodies. We seem to have got through both games without any injuries, which is great. And we'll be travelling up tomorrow and looking forward to another tough game that's coming up in Salford. You know, they're another one of the favourites that are you know, touted as being one of the teams that are going to be up there. So it'll be a great test for us tomorrow or Saturday.
Just looking ahead, what do you expect from Salford? As you say, like Forest Green, it's sort of two promotion contenders or fancy promotion contenders on consecutive Saturdays. Originally, they were supposed to be at Sutton, but now up at Salford, which probably you'd say makes it a bit more difficult. But what are you expecting from them?
Yeah, they've obviously got the draw last week at home, and they had a great performance themselves on Tuesday night and ran Derby very close. You know, we're unfortunate on penalties. So, you know, we've been looking at them and the formation they play and the players that they've got, and we'll obviously do our homework and looking to set up against them. But you know, very much the focus will be on us and our own organisation and getting our game going. But you know, we know it's going to be a tough game. It'll be a tough place to go, and you know, we're looking forward to it.
Few players haven't featured so far yet this season. Will Randall and Toby Silva been out through injuries. What's the latest on them, and also any of the others that haven't featured yet, who I guess are just part of the squad? And as with last season, it's going to be a sort of big squad effort, not just the players that are picked for any one game.
Oh, definitely, and you know, Will unfortunately picked up a hamstring injury in the game against Brighton earlier in the season. I think he's probably 3 or 4 weeks now into his rehab, and he's probably a week, 10 days away from hopefully rejoining the squad. And you know, he'll be a big part of our season going forward. You know, he's fantastic for us last season, and you know, we're obviously looking forward to him getting fit and coming back into the squad. Toby's trained this week. He was back at the end of last week. He's trained this week, so you know, he's you know, have a chance of being into the squad for Saturday. And you know, as you said, you know, the whole squad will be needed over the season. There's, you know, 50 plus games when you count the cup competition. So you know, everyone's going to be needed at different stages, and it's up to them as and when they get their opportunities to take them and give us a selection problem. But as I said, you know, there's a great bunch of lads there, and you know, everyone's pulling in the right direction, so it's great.
And you say about selection problems and a sign of the strength of the squad. I suppose Tuesday night, centre back decided to give Louis a rest, and Kobe Rowe came in, and you know, he looked outstanding alongside Ben. And you've got sort of the three centre backs there. It must be a tricky one at times.
Oh, it is, and you know, and that's what we've tried to do, even with the new signings coming in. You know, the Joe Kizzes and the Richie Bennetts, the Corboas, the Boldwines that have come in. You know, they're all in to push us on to the next level and to push the squad that we've got onto the next level. So, you know, there's certainly competition for places, as you say there. You know, Louis missed a chunk of pre-season through illness, and you know, we're conscious of not pushing him too much too early, because the biggest thing for us, very much as it was last year, is making sure we've got as many fit bodies as we can to choose from. And you know, if boys need a rest, then we're confident that we've got a squad that's capable of filling in and pushing us to the next level. And as you say there, Kobe Rowe, it's great to see him back after the serious injury he had last year. He's certainly back to his best and pushing those two very, very hard for a starting place. And you know, any two out of the three we're comfortable with playing, and you know, we're confident of the performance levels they can put in level, you know, the level above we were last year.
Louis finishing last season with a few goals, and Kobe showing he can do it in the opposite penalty area as well on Tuesday. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, it's great to get, you know, Kobe to get his first goal, and I'm sure he'll get many more. But you know, it's good to have a threat from set pieces. You know, the three of them attack the ball well, and you know, if we can get some goals from that area of the pitch, then you know, it will hold us in good stead for the season.
And you touched on the supporters, over 300 down at Forest Green, and I think it was somewhere in the region of something similar at Cardiff, I think, as well. They're obviously delighted to be back, being able to travel to away games, particularly in the surroundings of Tuesday night, and their support must make a great difference.
Oh, it's massive. You know, any club at the minute, I'm sure, are very appreciative of the support they get in terms of, you know, having a year and a half without seeing their supporters. You know, it was great, obviously, our last home game against Hartlepool last year to see many of them, but to see them travel in the numbers that they have has been outstanding. You know, to Forest Green and Cardiff, you know, in the same week, to get those kind of numbers, and to hear them, you know, when we scored the goal on Saturday, you know, it was great to see that side of the ground erupt. And you know, I know they must have got soaked last Saturday, but they were still in full voice and singing, and it was, you know, it was great. And the same again on Tuesday night, to see him in a stadium like Cardiff's up in that corner, and the amount of yellow that was there was was great to see, and the lads really appreciate it. We all do, and it's hopefully we can give them something to cheer about tomorrow, or Saturday. Sorry.
Well, I'm sure they're all heading up the M6 on Saturday in hope, and certainly in good heart after the first two performances. Maybe a silly question, but despite the good performances, how important is it that that's translated into a point or three on Saturday?
Oh yeah, definitely. You want to get your first win under your belt, or your first points under your belt. So we'll be doing everything we can to be getting a result up at Salford, and but as I said earlier on, the biggest thing for us is the performance levels. We know that if we play to the capability we can, then we'll get results. So it's important for us to make sure that we're performing at a level. And that little bit of lady luck that we maybe didn't have Saturday or Tuesday, we're sure that can easily come onto our side. But as it did over the course of last season, there was games where we felt a little bit hard done by, but there were certainly games where we had a bit of the rub of the green. So over the course of the season, that'll work out, and hopefully it will happen sooner rather than later.
Well, everybody will be up behind you on Saturday, I'm sure. We wish you well, and thanks very much, Jason.
No problem. Thanks, Tony.